Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to another Daily Video Devo. Renee here, and I'm at the beach today because I want to add some commentary to the scripture you saw yesterday if you watched the Daily Video Meditation Monday Devo. We were in Psalm 36, which talks about the faithfulness of God. That's our theme this week, faithfulness, as we continue our Fruit of the Spirit series. And Psalm 36 is an interesting psalm because it starts out in the first 4 verses talking about the unfaithfulness, the inconsistency of human beings. But then starting in verse 5, it talks about the consistency, the faithfulness of God, and it ties God's faithfulness into nature, into creation. Watch this. It says, for example, verse 5, "Your unfailing love, O Lord, is as vast as the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches beyond the clouds. You care for people and animals alike, O Lord. How precious is your unfailing love. You feed all humanity from the abundance of your house, letting them drink from your river of delights. You are the fountain of all life." So you see there, and it goes on, it's talking about the consistency, the faithfulness of God's love toward us as seen in the consistency of nature, the rhythms of nature. For example, these waves have pounded on these shores for literally thousands of years, hundreds of times a day, without ceasing. That's a metaphor for how consistent and faithful God is in his dealings with you and with me. As consistently as these waves wash marks off the sand, that's how consistently his faithful love washes away our sin. The stars in their movements, the moon as it waxes and wanes, flowers as they bud and then open up and bloom and blossom, crops as the seasons pour forth different kinds of abundance. All of those seasons, all of those intervals are examples of the unfailing faithfulness of God, which never ends. It just keeps on going and going and going. Don't you love that metaphor? So here's my challenge to you today. As you go throughout your world today, open your eyes to examples of consistency, examples of faithfulness in God's creation, and begin to see the world around you through the eyes of the writer of Psalm 36, and see all those examples of consistency, of regular intervals, as metaphors, as examples of the faithfulness of God. The psalmist is saying, the God who created nature to be that consistent did it because that's an aspect of his own nature. He made creation that consistent because he is that consistent. He is that faithful. In a world where faithfulness is undervalued, in lives where maybe you haven't seen a lot of faithfulness demonstrated to yourself, you look around at the world God made and remind yourself, he is that consistent. He is that faithful to you. You see the world through that perspective, and I know you are going to have a fantastic day today.